Alright, what's going on, everybody? Today I want to talk about something a little bit more important than yesterday. It's another patent that I was really digging into that I wanted to get a little bit more research on. This one's talking about NPCs in video games, and it aims to make them visually and mechanically indistinguishable from somebody who you're playing the game with, like one of your friends. It wants to make that AI of your buddy. They talk about specifically making it challenging for other players to identify them as computer-controlled characters. Because right now, like in this game specifically, in Modern Warfare 3, we are literally second-guessing all the time, looking at people playing the game, being like, is that an AI? Is that a bot? And I think we're already at this stage where the lines are starting to be blurred between a human-controlled and a computer-controlled character in a multiplayer game. And I personally feel like the implementation of this system, at least the one described in this document, it raises a lot of concerns for me, mainly about data privacy. The system's ability to monitor and analyze player behavior in order to create and fine-tune an NPC. I mean, that could potentially infringe on players' privacy. And this is particularly relevant as players may not be aware that their in-game behavior is being observed and being used to train AI specifically. The system's collection and analysis of player data, including gameplay actions, preferences, and performance metrics, could raise a bunch of concerns, honestly. Like, you would think that the developers of this system would want to be as transparent about the data collection and the usage practices of what they're doing as possible. You'd want privacy policies that are clear and completely easy to read, but we all know that that's never going to happen. And we know that this system is going to be used for nefarious purposes. Now, while an implementation of such a system offers innovative gameplay experiences, it's also crucial to prioritize data privacy and ethical considerations to maintain the trust and confidence of players. Transparency, informed consent, and robust data protection measures are essential components in addressing the potential privacy implications of implementing a system that monitors and analyzes player behavior for the purpose of just improving NPCs. Now let's break down this diagram they have here. When we're looking at this, this is your system. This is what is running in the background. And this is just one of many systems running in the background, of course. So this talks about the matchmaking engine. This talks about the NPC management engine, an AI engine, and then a specific NPC profile engine and other instructions, which who knows what's going to be in that black box. And of course, this is a high-level representation of the components and the interconnects between, the server and the cloud and your database storage servers and stuff like that. It does apply, though, to make NPCs appear more like you. And if we look over at Figure 3, this outlines a process for integrating NPCs into a multiplayer gaming session. Yes, that might just be bots in a private match or zombies in an open world environment, right? We're talking about Modern Warfare zombies too. But this is something different. You quite literally are looking at a flowchart that reads out, do we put this guy in a bot lobby? And this patent goes over how they implement it in bot lobbies, how they implement them in private matches, how they use them for training, how they do all these other little things. That this is supposed to be the overarching code and implementation of AI bots in their game. But what they're not really telling you is that they are building a neural net off of your input. At the end of the day, we love innovation. It's the adrenaline of gaming. But what if that innovation comes at the expense of your privacy? I honestly hate that the responsibility of my data now lies in the hands of Activision, and they need to maintain the balance between being transparent about data usage and not veering into incredibly shady territory, which it seems like they keep doing. And if this dystopian technology does go from where it's theoretical to it's actually being implemented in game, seems like it's going to be a lot shorter time than we think. The burden is on the developer's shoulders at this point to disclose data practices up front with no fine print. While we might be discussing potential futures here, the topic of data collection could not be more current. You're part of this ecosystem and your voice matters. If you're curious about how your digital footprint is used, then it's time to begin an open dialogue with game companies. After all, this is my digital legacy. My digital footprint is something that will stay on these servers forever, in perpetuity, because you guys love to keep everything, right? Yeah, we love to keep everything. Well, I want to know how much of everything you have. What data is being collected? How transparent are you guys going to be about what data you're collecting? Because obviously right now you are telling everybody that you're collecting nothing. It is in my opinion that players should not only have access to this information, but also be able to control it. Like, as Activision marches towards this new technology frontier, transparency needs to become critical. It's not enough to innovate. There needs to be open communication about data practices, like plainly and clearly, because this isn't just about the future, it's about our present. As this patent progresses, our data and the things that we're giving them freely might just change. Who knows? Maybe Ricochet starts taking everything, a snapshot of every file on your computer, and it's all in the name of keeping cheaters at bay, right? Where is all of that data going? Where are all of my files that you are taking from me, that you're copying and storing on your servers? What are you going to do with that? We've all played games where we have NPCs that are just stupid, and I feel like you can either write your way into it or you can cheat your way into it. And this feels like one of those very cheaty ways to do it. This is very much a double-edged sword of technology. It's the gaming experience versus privacy. I don't know. I'm just some guy who's complaining on the internet about something super simple. AI in video games. I just don't want to feel cheated out of something or feel like I'm being intentionally manipulated. That'll be the day though, right? We'll hop into a game, the servers will run perfectly, we'll have a really good, solid game, get like 15 kills per person in a Warzone match, all for it to be fake. Like, imagine a World Series of Warzone, right? The top 250 players, they're all playing matches that look different because they're all playing bots of each other instead of playing each other. Most racing games do this in a time trial kind of way, but that's a totally different factor because at the end of the day, I'm racing against the clock. I'm not racing against you. I'm racing against your time. So the driver that they represent your time with can be doing whatever. He can zip to the very end of the finish line and then wait until your time is finished. It wouldn't really make a difference for the gameplay experience if all I'm seeing is a timer and I beat your time. In a shooter though, it's totally different. I don't understand why they're so obsessed with these bots. Like, just getting put in a lobby like that makes me feel like I'm not even really playing a game, that I'm not really doing anything. I might as well just be playing the campaign or a single player raid, dude. Like, there's nothing for me there. There's no excitement, there's no competition. The competition, again, has been dead in Call of Duty for a long time. But that's about it. This is Warm Sponge signing off. I'm just hoping to play some good games. So I'll catch you guys all in the next one.